Today, for our lesson for today, we will be tackling about derivative tricks. So learning derivative becomes easy and fun if you find some tricks that can solve or find the derivative of a given function a little bit quick than the usual way that we solve it. And let's start with the derivative of a square root. So if you have square root of x and if you find the derivative of that, commonly we will be doing here is we are going to make this as this one. We will be converting that square root into exponent. And if you find that derivative, we will just have to use the power rule, wherein you have to have you are going to bring down your exponent here, and it becomes x, then 1/2 to the power of 1/2 minus 1. So in this case, it becomes 1/2 x to the power of negative 1/2. Then after that, you can transfer this in the denominator. It can be written as 2 x to the power of 1/2, or somehow it can be written as 2 square root of x. So in our trick, all we have to do is we will not be using anymore the power rule. All we have to do is just remember, if you have if you are going to find the derivative of a square root, all you have to remember is it will be 1 over 2. Always, it is always 1/2. Then you copy whatever square root you have here, square root of x. And if there is a need for you to get if there is a need for you to apply the chain rule, you have to get the derivative of that function inside and multiply it here. So basically, all you have to remember in this trick is if you have the square root of a function and you are going to find the derivative of it, it is just 1/2 times the square root of the square root function times the derivative. Okay, let us have one more example. So say for example, we have square root of x squared plus 1, and you are going to find the derivative of that. So you are going to find the derivative of this. So it will be 1 over 2, then square root of x squared plus 1. So again, 1/2, then you copy this one, and you multiply here the derivative of the function inside, because we are applying the chain rule. So it will be 2x, because the derivative of x squared is 2x, the derivative of 1 is 0. So the 2 here will be cancelled out, so your answer will be x all over the square root of x squared plus 1. Just simple as that. So that's the derivative of a square root. So let's have one more for the derivative of a square root. Say for example, we are asked to find the derivative of the square root of x to the power of 4 plus 3x cubed minus 2x plus 1. You are asked to find the derivative of that. So it must be 1 over 2 times whatever square root function that you have. Square root of x to the power of 4 plus 3x cubed minus 2x plus 1. Then you multiply here the derivative of the function inside. Of course, the derivative of x to the power of 4 is just 4x cubed, plus the derivative of 3x cubed is just 9x squared, plus the derivative of this uh, negative the derivative of negative 2x is just negative 2. So it will be minus 2 here. And the derivative of 1 is 0. So by that, your final answer now becomes 4x cubed plus 9x squared minus 2 all over 2 square root of x to the power of 4 plus 3x cubed minus 2x plus 1. So that's the derivative of a square root. And the next trick that we will be having is the derivative of a reciprocal. So derivative of reciprocal. So if you have 1 over x to the, if you take the derivative of that function, so commonly in the usual way of solving it, we need to rewrite 1 over x into x to the power of p. So it can be written as x to the power of negative 1, and if you take the derivative of that, it becomes negative 1, then x to the power of negative 1 minus 1. Or somehow it is negative of x to the power of negative 2, or it will be 1 or negative 1 over x squared. So actually, if you're going to find, for the trick, if you're going to find the derivative of a reciprocal, all you have to do is first, you change the sign to its opposite. If it is positive, it becomes negative. If it is negative, it becomes positive. So in this case, it becomes negative. Next thing is you need to look for the exponent of your denominator. Here in this case is 1. You multiply it with your numerator. So you multiply them. 1 times 1 is just 1. And the next thing is you just add 1 to the exponent of your denominator. So 1 plus 1 is just 2. So your answer is this. Okay, let's have one more example. So let us have here, you are asked to find the derivative of a function negative 7 y equal to negative 7 x over x raised to the power of 5. So in this case, as we mentioned, first thing is you get the opposite sign, so it is negative, so it becomes positive now. Next, if you multiply, next is you multiply the exponent here and the numerator, so it becomes 35. And next is you add 1 in the exponent of the denominator, so it will be x to the power of 6. So one more, let us have the derivative of 6x to the power of 7. So what you're gonna be doing here is take the opposite sign, so it becomes negative. You multiply the exponent in the denominator and the numerator, so that is 42. And you add 1 in the denominator, exponent of the denominator, so it becomes 8. That's it. That's the derivative of reciprocal.